All right, everybody, welcome to the inaugural numero uno episode of the Fevered Book Review. My name is Justin, and I will be your host in this process. I love books. I hope everyone else likes books too. God damn, it's been 8 minutes already. The book this week that I'm going to tell you about is from one of my favorite authors. His name is Chuck Wendig, The Blue Blazes. The Blue Blazes, written by Chuck Wendig. Chuck, he comes from Pennsylvania. So his book, The Blue Blazes, the first book of his that I ever read, I love it. I think he has a very interesting style to the way he writes. Very super descriptive, very visceral, if I had to put a term on it. The Blue Blazes centers around a nexus of the criminal underworld and the mafia underworld of New York City. At the center of this nexus lies Mookie Pearl. Imagine Michael Chiklis, but 5 inches taller and a whole lot buffer, and having nothing to do with, what was he on? Was he on the Shield?
That's Michael Chiklis with a meat cleaver in his hand. Actually, he looks kind of like Marv from Sin City. Marv meets Michael Chiklis. Hashtag Marv plus Michael Chiklis.
Mookie Pearl, he works for the mafia underworld of New York City for a group that's known as the Organization. So he is a foot soldier. He breaks knees, breaks knuckles, collects money, and that would be the normal kind of mafioso soldier's life. In this story, the underworld, the typical, imagine like hell, Hades, Gehenna, any kind of mythical underworld you can imagine that's filled with terrible creatures, monsters, goblins, ghouls, demons, hungry worm gods, chthonic old ones trying to force their way up. That is what lives in the underworld. And the Organization is one of the few things that stands between the underworld coming to the overworld. And one of the things that you can find in the underworld is the Blue Blazes. It's commonly known as cerulean peacock powder, or in this case, the Blue Blazes. The Blue Blazes is a mineral that is found underground in the underworld that gets crushed up into a powder that you rub on your temples, one hit on each temple. And it gives you supernatural strength, supernatural speed, and it squeegees the third eye so you can see all the kinds of crazy shit that are actually living among us. All the denizens of the deep that come up and are bound in magic. Are you changing my key light? Are you taking away my Rembrandt? Don't take away my Rembrandt. Fucking Rembrandt! Like I said earlier, I really, really enjoy the way that Chuck writes. I think he has a certain way with words. Like I said, he's very visceral. The way he describes things, it feels like you're pretty much getting punched in the gut in the best way possible, if that makes any sense. There's a line early on in this book. He's built like a brick shithouse made of 100 smaller brick shithouses. This is a line of description about our main character, Mookie Pearl. Just let that paint a fucking picture for you. Let that fill up the canvas of your mind. I can't suggest this book enough. I had a great time reading it. It technically falls under the bounds of urban fantasy, if that's your thing. I read pretty much anything that falls across my lap. Urban fantasy, sci-fi, you name it, I will read it. But I highly recommend it. One of the reasons that I chose this book is because I was currently rereading it right now so that I could read the sequel to the book, which I didn't know came out in October of 2015. If you enjoy reading The Blue Blazes, I would say pick up the sequel to it, which is out right now, called The Hell's Blood Bride. I'm probably going to do a review on it in the future. Not right now, though, because I don't want to do too many things that are related to each other too close to each other. I also don't like reading sequels back to back to back to back. I like you cleanse your palate, like when you're eating sushi and get a little piece of fucking ginger and put it in your mouth. I'm gonna cleanse my palate before I get to Hell's Blood Bride. I really, really like this book, though. So if you like what I've said about Chuck, or you have read his work before, or if you're reading this book the first time and you enjoy it, I would definitely suggest going over to his website, www.terribleminds.com. He runs a blog there, so go check out Chuck's other work. Yeah. So that is the end of my review for Blue Blazes. Okay, so the producer wants me to rate this book. I think ratings are arbitrary because every person is gonna digest this information as they see fit. I can say as much as I want and I can give it an arbitrary number, but in the end, that's not gonna help you really make a determination. You're gonna have to see for yourself. You're gonna have to look at it. If I had to put a number on it, 4 out of 5. Or let's make up an arbitrary scale. Let's give it 3 bruised knuckles out of 5 badgers with identity crises. See, all that matters is that I like it and that you like it. And I hope you do like it. Thanks for watching my review. If you have any suggestions on books that you would like me to review, put that down in the comments, or just anything in general you want to tell me I look like shit on this video, that's fine. I don't care. Put it in the comments. Hit the like button if you like the video. Hit the subscribe button if you like what I'm doing, how I'm doing it, and I will see you on the other side. Thank you.